Today I'm interviewing my friend Hope, who has come from, I believe, New York.
New York.
Yes?
Yes,
Hope,
I'm a
tell us.
dyed-in-the-wool New Yorker.
Ándale. What the hell do you do in New York?
Um, Pretty much
You
the
live?
same thing I'm doing here
Yeah? Uh-huh.
now. I mean, I didn't always get to do this, but now I'm an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I really love being able to spend part of my life doing nothing but creative things and things that I enjoy doing.
Did you do it before, or?
I started painting when I was really young,
Mm-hmm.
but at some point my mother said, someday you're going to be really happy that you have this in your life. And so I got the message that
Yeah.
I was not supposed to think about this until
Later
I had
on.
done other things.
Huh. And did you do other things?
I did other things. I
What
went
did
to
you
law
do?
school.
Law school. What a contrast to art, huh?
Yeah.
So you were using both sides of your brain.
Yeah.
Wow. What was that all about, law school?
I wanted to change the world.
Ah,
And I didn't think it
beautiful.
would take long.
Did you do it?
Well, I tried.
Yes.
I spent a lot of years trying. And I think we made some impact.
Progress? Yes. What did you do?
I'm about to
Salud.
sneeze again.
That's okay.
Okay.
What were you doing? You have a
I grew
law
up
school?
getting really upset with the way the world was,
Yeah.
with racism.
Yes.
You know, it just didn't seem right to me that
Yeah.
people were discriminated against because of the color of their skin.
Yes.
That didn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah.
And even people in my family were like that.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
really difficult.
Yes.
Pretty early on, I started demonstrating in the city. We would go, a bunch of us from high school would go
Wow, high
with
school.
placards
Mm.
to protest against segregation.
Uh-huh.
And
Where was this? In New York?
Yeah,
In
New York.
the 60s probably, huh?
In the 50s.
50s. Wow. Híjole, you were a pioneer.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think that started me on a path of always being a little bit ahead.
Yes.
So, and I decided when I was like 9 or 10 years old, something happened, and I decided that I had to be a lawyer. And I figured that because in my father was from Russia, he was an immigrant, and for him, making money was the really important
Thing,
and
yes.
And he did it. He did it well.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my thing. You know, money was not really anything that interested me. But I knew that I had to be doing something to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Or at least to try.
And you felt that through the law, it was the way of doing
I thought the law
it.
was the way to do that. And I had a cousin who was a lawyer and very successful, and I figured that I could do that. I knew that I was not going to have an easy time of it.
Yeah.
Because my father didn't think that girls were supposed to do anything
Yes.
like that.
Only
So-
teach school and cook.
Right, and my mother had gone to college. My father never went to college. My mother went to college, and she was trained to be, she trained like business, you know. So she got a job as a secretary when she finished college.
Right.
And she could have taught, but she really didn't want to teach business stuff, you know. So, and teaching didn't interest me at all.
No.
I really knew I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yes.
And I knew I was going to have a fight on my hands. So I decided very early, and I just kept it to myself.
Yeah.
So, I went to college in Ohio, to Antioch College, which had a work-study program. So
Yes.
I did a lot of traveling. I spent a semester here in Mexico. I spent more than a year living in France and Switzerland, studying French and history. what was going on was Switzerland really neutral in
Ah,
World War II? That was in
that's questionable, isn't
yes,
it?
very questionable. I used the local newspapers, the old newspapers of the time,
Wow.
and it was it was an amazing year and something living there.
Yeah.
And then I got back to the States, and my parents were my mother started talking about how it was time for me to think about getting married. I was 21,
Yeah.
and
Good looking and
I didn't. I
dapper.
had no desire to get married yet. And I was thinking about law school
Yeah.
because I made up my mind, and I applied to NYU Law School
Mm-hmm.
after I finished college.
Mm-hmm.
I applied there because it was one of the few places that had more than a couple women.
Hmm.
They
At
had-
that time.
Yeah, at that time.
Yeah.
There
That
were
was
very
unusual,
few-
wasn't it?
Very few women went
Huh.
to law school.
Uh-huh.
NYU had 10% women, which was huge compared to anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I got accepted at NYU, and I called my parents to tell them that I'd gotten accepted.
Wow.
And my father got
What was
up
their
on-
reaction?
And he said, we're very proud of you. You're the first person in the family to go to graduate school, to get in. It's a big thing. He said, now we'll have to sit down and decide whether you should go.
Huh?
So
Híjole.
I said, okay. I said, I have to go now. I took my lunch break. I was working at the time because I didn't start law school right after college.
Right.
Because I knew that I needed to have a strategy. And so I went across the street to the bank, and I took out a loan to go to law school.
Wow.
Because there was no way I was going to try to convince them that I should be able to go.
Yeah.
So that was that. I just started law school and finished law school. And
How was that, law school, for you?
I loved the first year. I didn't like the rest of it,
Huh.
but I got through it.
Yeah, yeah. Persistence.
Yeah. But I loved the ideas, the ideas of what is a contract, what is property,
Mm-hmm.
what kinds of things do you have to do to regulate property, or resolve things about injuries to people.
Yeah.
All those ideas really just fascinated me.
Huh.
But the second year of law school was more about the nuts and bolts, like corporations and tax,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like any of that
Mm,
stuff. But I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,